Hello and welcome back to the channel. I've been thinking about making this video for quite a while now, talking about some films that I think could be in the Criterion Collection. So Criterion, if you're listening, please add these films. Now, I probably could have talked about a lot of films in this video. There's so many that I think could be added to the Criterion Collection, and I know there's always issues with licensing and different agreements, so I'm sure there's reasons why these films are not in the Criterion Collection, but I'm just going to talk about a few of those, and I'd love to hear what you think. What films should be in the Criterion Collection? You know probably from watching the channel how much I love the Criterion Collection. I would love to see as many films as possible in the Criterion Collection, but these are just a few that I thought of. And the first one I'm going to talk about, I've talked about before on the channel, and that is David Lynch's The Straight Story. Now, there is a Blu-ray for this, but this is the DVD, and I was assuming that because Criterion has a relationship with Disney, this is a Disney film, believe it or not, from David Lynch, one of my favorite films from David Lynch. I thought that maybe at some point this film would get a Criterion release. Now, most, if not all of the films, all of the David Lynch films are in the Criterion Collection, which is great to see, and with lots of extra features too. So I would love to see this one. This is probably my top pick for having the final David Lynch film in the Criterion Collection, The Straight Story, which is a beautiful film. Next up, I'm going to talk about a couple of different things too. It would be great to see more Coen Brothers films in the Criterion Collection, and this one really came to mind, Fargo. Would love to see this. My wife and I just finished the seasons of Fargo 2 on streaming, and really enjoyed those, but those are all based on this film from the Coen Brothers. I love this film. I think it's just an amazing, creative movie, and it would be great to see this one in the Criterion Collection. And of course, when you talk about the Coen Brothers, how could you not think of this film, The Big Lebowski, one of my favorite films. This is the Steelbook. I know there's a 4K release for this, but this is my Steelbook version of The Big Lebowski, one of my favorite Coen Brothers movies. This would be great to see in the Criterion Collection. There's lots of extra features that could hopefully make it over, maybe some extra things that we haven't seen before. So again, Criterion, if you're listening, please add these films. Let's see what else I have over here too. I've talked about this movie on the channel before, and I really, for whatever reason, I just love this film. I can't really even explain why, but I think it's a great film. It's an HBO. It was on HBO, I think, to start with, but I guess this is an HBO film. But this is Paul Giamatti and Hope Davis in American Splendor, which is the true story of Harvey Pekar, and I just love this. This has a DVD, so this could use a Blu-ray too. If we're not going to do Criterion, maybe this could get a Blu-ray. This has extra features in it. You also get this little comic on the inside of this one. I have multiple copies of this film. This is how much I like it, and I think it would be a great companion to this Criterion film here, Crumb. Again, I think it would be great to release American Splendor on Criterion. I don't know that it would ever happen. It's an HBO film, but I just think Paul Giamatti is amazing in this movie. You have appearances from the real Harvey Pekar also, which is the basis for the film, and I love all the performances in it. So that would be a great one to add. Also recently at the book sale, I picked up this Peter Weir film called The Mosquito Coast, which I think this has a Blu-ray. I was looking online to see if there's a Blu-ray, but I don't think it didn't look like there's a US Blu-ray. But please feel free to correct me in the comments below if you think there's a Blu-ray for this one. But The Mosquito Coast would be great. There's the back of that one. And again, I picked this one up at a book sale. I remember seeing this years ago and really enjoying it. So that would be great to see. And in the Criterion Collection for Peter Weir, not as well represented, but we do have the Picnic at Hanging Rock, which is the Criterion release here for that, which is spine number 29, an early spine number in the Criterion Collection, Picnic at Hanging Rock. So it would be great to see Mosquito Coast in there. Let's see what else I have over here. I would absolutely love to see more Kelly Reichardt, director Kelly Reichardt films in the Criterion Collection. Now we have a few of them, but this would be a great film to see. This is an oscilloscope release, but I would love to see more Kelly Reichardt, as much as possible, really, in the Criterion Collection. There's the back of that one. I just have so much respect and reverence for Kelly Reichardt as a filmmaker, And this is a beautiful film, so well done. Michelle Williams is amazing in it. Based on a story from John Raymond, one of her collaborators. This has a few extra features on it as well. But of course, in the Criterion Collection for Kelly Reichardt, we have Certain Women and Old Joy. Certain Women is spy number 893. This is a Blu-ray, by the way. Certain Women. So again, as much Kelly Reichardt as possible. Would be great to see more of her films. Even her new film, Showing Up, would be great to see in the Criterion Collection. Would love to see that also. Again, there's so many films I could have chosen for today, but and maybe I'll do another one of these videos, but these are just some that I have been thinking of. I forgot to even show, too, for the Coen brothers, this other movie, Blood Simple, which is in the Criterion Collection. So again, more Coen brothers if possible. A recent film that I think probably will go into the Criterion Collection at some point, though we haven't seen an announcement for it yet, is Asteroid City. I love Asteroid City. I think it's a great Wes Anderson film. And of course, most, if not all, of the Wes Anderson movies are in the Criterion Collection, and I have a lot of those. But this would be great to see. This movie from last year, Asteroid City, I thought the performances were great in it. I love the art direction and everything really about the film. You can see some, and even some of the photographs here, some of the, the set design, art direction, etc. for the, for the film. It would be great to see this in the Criterion Collection. And one of my favorite Wes Anderson films in the Criterion Collection is this one. In fact, my wife and I really love this, Moonrise Kingdom. Look at the beautiful artwork on that. So just imagine what they could do with Asteroid City for the Criterion release for that. And we have the Darjeeling Limited. We have the Life Aquatic. So there's I'm sure that Asteroid City at some point will be in the Criterion Collection. It's just a matter of when. This release is spy number 776 from the Criterion Collection. A few more here too. I was noticing, I love the extra features on the Criterion channel. If you have the Criterion channel, there's so much new content up there. Every month there's different features. And I think for a couple of months now, there's been a feature featuring director William Friedkin. And I was noticing, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong here, there's no William Friedkin films in the Criterion Collection, and I would love to see that. And this is one that I think would be great to see in the Criterion Collection, and that is a film that I recently saw, Sorcerer, with Roy Scheider. This is a phenomenal film, and I just absolutely love it. Of course, maybe French Connection at some point could be in the Criterion Collection, but I think this is a good choice. Many say that it's based on a Criterion release, Wages of Fear, but I'm not entirely sure that's the case. It seems like William Friedkin had some things to say about that, whether it's actually based on that film or not, although I think he likes that film. This is a phenomenal film. No extra features on this Blu-ray, but wouldn't it be great to get some extras for a film like Sorcerer, which is a great journey. Just some amazing scenes in this. I just don't even know how they did some of the scenes in Sorcerer. And I just love the overall atmosphere of the film. Again, the journey, the perilous journey in the movie. So it would be great to see that. And finally, I've talked about this film on the channel before. I'm so surprised that it doesn't have a Criterion release. And again, I understand there's licensing agreements and things in place that prevent certain labels from releasing films, but why this film is not in the Criterion Collection, I really don't know, but it is a classic, Sunset Boulevard. It would be great to see this in the Criterion Collection. This one is, again, a Blu-ray release. It's got a lot of extra features maybe that could be ported over to the Criterion release, and maybe even some new things, too, for this movie. So, again, these are just a few of the films I think would be great to see in the Criterion Collection. Let me know in the comments below, too, if you have a favorite that you think should be added to the Criterion Collection. There's so many more films I probably could have talked about today, but these are just a few. I might even do another video talking about this topic. But those are some of the ones that came to mind when I'm thinking about this particular issue. So thanks so much for watching this video today. If you like this video, click on like. If this is by chance your first video on the channel, please consider subscribing. That would be awesome. I sincerely hope that everyone is safe and well, and I'll talk to you soon.